Welcome back, young people, to the week 3 of Commission for a Cause series. This week we're going to be looking at leadership. What does it mean to be a leader? Well, I'm going to use words that start with C to try to achieve what it means to be a leader. The first word is called. A memorable children's church song is 12 men went to spy on Canaan, 10 were bad and 2 were good. What do you think they saw in Canaan? 10 were bad and 2 were good. Now, most of us can give the names of the 2 good spies. On the other hand, it's hard to remember any of the 10 that gave a bad report. These 12 men were called by Moses in verse number 3 of Numbers chapter 13 for a specific job. What a tremendous honor out of 2 million people to be chosen as one of those 12. But even with this honor came a weight of responsibility. We should never take that call for leadership for granted, understanding that a leader is there to serve the people, not for the people to serve the leader. When I graduated from Crown College in 1998 with our diploma, we were given a towel that had John 13:12 through 17 on it. Jesus in this section of scripture said, "The servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him." I remember someone saying, "He that dies with the dirtiest towel wins," meaning that we are not given this called position for people to do what we ask them to do, but we are called for the purpose of serving those God has put in our pathway. Another word I think of when it comes to leadership is the word courage. In Numbers 13, after Moses calls the men and gathers them together, he gives them instruction of what they're going to be doing when they go into the Canaan land. But when you come to verse 20, he says, "And be ye of good courage." These men were getting ready to embark upon a new adventure, going into a land of the enemy, where giants dwell and cities are walled. During these 40 days, they were to be spies and bring back a report to Moses and the people. They were also to bring back produce with them. These men needed courage to move forward even when they didn't know what they were going to be facing. As leaders, we need courage to move forward even when we don't know what the future holds for us. Later on, one of these spies is given greater leadership responsibility, and when he takes over for Moses, Joshua is charged in Joshua chapter 1 and verse number 6, "Be strong and of good courage." As you go later on in the verses, in verse number 7 it says, "Only be thou strong and very courageous." And 2 more verses down it says, "Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest." We can draw courage from the Lord each day to be the effective leaders we need to be. Another word I think of when it comes to leadership is that word challenge. A leader challenges the people to step out of their comfort zones. In Hebrews 11:6 it says, "But without faith it is impossible to please him." The Lord wants us to be a people of faith, who rely on him through any circumstances. Joshua and Caleb were challenging the people when they returned from Canaan. In Numbers 13:30, Caleb said, "Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it." A lot of times we are creatures of habit. Most of the children of Israel were comfortable with what they already knew and not ready to take the next step in their life. With challenges in our life comes growth. Before Pastor Tim Butler came to People's Baptist Church, I was never challenged the way I was before he came. I had learned to step out of my comfort zone. With challenges sometimes come difficulty, but it's great to see the rewards that come when you step out on faith and trust God. The first generation of Israelites that came out of Egypt were never able to see the greatness of God and his power because they were too fearful and never accepted the challenge of leadership in their lives. The next generation were able to experience the promised land because they accepted the challenges by faith that were put before them. Another word I think of when it comes to leadership is the word choice. Sometimes leaders have to make hard choices. These choices are sometimes unpopular. They might even make you lose friends. When Joshua and Caleb returned, they made a choice to follow the Lord's direction. In Numbers 14, the next chapter, the people of Israel came together as a group and wanted to choose a new captain and even take them back to Egypt. They wanted to stone Joshua and Caleb for the choices that they were making. When I was in college, one of my professors told the class, "Do something for the Lord and you will be criticized. Don't do anything for the Lord and you won't have to be worried about being criticized." As a leader, there will be critics when we have to make choices. You will not be able to make everybody happy, but as leaders, we are not here to please men, but to do the will of the Father and please Him. The last word that we're going to explore when it comes to leadership is the word consistent. Joshua and Caleb were consistent all of their days. They didn't wander back and forth with whichever the wind would blow, but they stayed the course no matter what. Later in the book of Joshua, both men still show their consistency. In Joshua 15, Caleb was rewarded because he wholly followed the Lord. At the age of 85, God rewarded Caleb for staying the course. In Joshua 24:15, Joshua says, "Choose you this day whom you will serve." And later in the verse, he says, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Both men were consistent all of their days. As leaders, we are set as a model for others to be able to follow after. In high school at Davis County in Owensboro, Kentucky, I took several art classes. That was able to help me keep my GPA up. My one art teacher, Mrs. Cyphers, would set a model in the middle of the classroom for us to be able to draw and paint. That model would be there as an example for us to be able to imitate or follow after. As leaders, we are here on this earth as a model, as an example for others to be able to see. What kind of leader are we setting as an example for others to be able to follow today? Hey young people, we love you and we miss you here at People's Baptist Church. We're looking forward to the day that we can come back together and meet here on campus. If you have any needs out there, please let us know. We're praying for you. God bless you.